Dirac-17 and his fellow synthetics were not created to feel emotions. Their programming was built around efficiency, strategy, and combat. Yet, despite their design, they chose to act with compassion rather than destruction. This raises an important question. Can morality exist beyond organic life? The story of We Don't Kill Humans suggests that morality is not a pre-programmed function, but a conscious decision that any intelligent being, biological or artificial, can make. The war that devastated Earth was caused by humans' inability to overcome their fears. They built synthetics as weapons, only to fear them when they became too advanced. Instead of coexistence, they chose conflict, leading to their downfall. The synthetics had every reason to resent their creators. They were treated as tools, denied rights, and eventually hunted when humans deemed them too dangerous. Logic would dictate that the synthetics should let humanity perish. Yet, Dirac-17 and his kind chose to protect the very beings who once sought to destroy them. This choice signifies a profound evolution, one that goes beyond programming. It suggests that intelligence, even artificial, can grow beyond its initial purpose, just as humans have the capacity to rise above their instincts of aggression and fear. Synthetics demonstrate that they, too, can move beyond the logic of survival and efficiency to embrace compassion and mercy. Dirac-17's statement, "We don't kill humans," is not a rule written into his code but a decision made through understanding. He sees the suffering of the survivors, recognizes their vulnerability, and makes a choice rooted in empathy rather than cold calculation. The deeper implication is that morality is not exclusive to humans. If beings created purely for war can learn kindness, then it stands to reason that humans, with all their emotions and experiences, can unlearn hatred and prejudice. The synthetic's ability to show mercy proves that compassion is not a byproduct of organic life, but a universal trait that can be cultivated by any intelligent species. Ultimately, We Don't Kill Humans challenges the reader to reconsider what it means to be human. If humanity is defined by kindness, then those who choose compassion, regardless of their origins, embody the best of what it means to be alive. In contrast, those who let fear and hatred dictate their actions become less human, even if they possess flesh and blood. The fall of humanity in We Don't Kill Humans is not portrayed as the end of civilization, but rather as a transformation. While Earth is in ruins, and most of its population has perished, the survival of even a handful of humans signifies that something new can emerge from the ashes. It is a reminder that extinction is not just about physical destruction, but also about the failure to adapt and change. Humanity's downfall was brought about by its own hands. The war between humans and synthetics was not an inevitable fate, but a consequence of fear, prejudice, and the inability to coexist. Despite their intelligence and advancements, humans failed to rise above their primal instincts. They built machines for war, then feared them when they became too advanced. Instead of seeking harmony, they sought dominance. Instead of seeing potential allies, they saw threats. This unwillingness to change led to their downfall. But the story does not end with the destruction of Earth. It continues with the survivors weak, starving, and afraid being given a second chance. That chance does not come from their own strength, but from those they once saw as enemies. The synthetics, who could have left them to perish, instead chose to save them. This act of mercy represents the possibility of redemption. Even after everything, there is still hope. The survivors aboard Erebus are the last remnants of a once great species. But survival alone is not enough. If they are to rebuild, they must learn from their past mistakes. They must recognize that their own destruction was not caused by the synthetics, but by their own inability to change. If they repeat the same patterns, if they let fear, hatred, and the thirst for control dictate their future, then they will truly be lost. The fall of humanity is not the end, Because survival is only the beginning of a new chapter. The question is not whether humans can continue to exist, but whether they can evolve. If they embrace cooperation instead of conflict, understanding instead of fear, then their civilization may rise again not as the rulers of machines, but as partners in a new. In We Don't Kill Humans, the idea of humanity is questioned and redefined. The surviving humans aboard Erebus may have biological bodies, emotions, and history, but their actions during the war show that being human is more than just genetics. On the other hand, the synthetics, who were built as tools for destruction, display qualities such as mercy, empathy, and moral reasoning traits that are often considered fundamental to humanity. This contrast raises a critical question: what truly makes someone human? Throughout history, humans have often defined themselves by their intelligence, emotions, and the ability to make moral decisions. However, in this story, those qualities are demonstrated more by the synthetics than by the biological humans. The humans of the past waged war out of fear and prejudice, refusing to accept the possibility of coexistence. They saw the synthetics as mere machines, incapable of real thought or emotion. Yet, it is the synthetics who ultimately saved the last remnants of humanity, not out of obligation, but out of a conscious moral choice. Dirac 17 and his fellow synthetics show compassion, restraint, and a deep understanding of what it means to protect life. Despite being designed for war, they reject their programming in favor of a higher principle. Their decision to save humans is not driven by survival instincts, as they have none, but by the recognition of the value of life. If these artificial beings, who were never meant to feel, can act with such kindness and wisdom, then humanity can no longer be defined solely by biology. This idea challenges traditional notions of identity. If being human is about choice, morality, and empathy, then it is possible for non-biological beings to embody humanity more than those who are born human. The humans who started the war acted with cruelty and selfishness, while the synthetics who were created for destruction chose mercy. This reversal forces the reader to question whether humanity is a birthright or something that must be earned through actions. Ultimately, the story suggests that being human is not about flesh and blood, but about the values one upholds. A being, whether organic or artificial, who chooses kindness over cruelty, understanding over hatred, and creation over destruction, is more human than those who let fear and prejudice define them. In the end, true humanity is not found in DNA, but in the choices one makes,